baby, wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger, Savior of the world. Who was that baby, so meek and mild, a virgin birth God gave to us, His only child? Who was that baby? Who was that boy? Who was that man who died in Jerusalem? We know who He is. He's the business, the Son of God. Who was that boy who talked with men? They didn't like Him much, He offended them. Who was that boy, mischievous at play? He made birds out of clay, and He breathed life into them, and they flew away. Who was that boy, destined to be mankind's only hope for eternity? Who was that baby? Who was that boy? Who was that man who died in Jerusalem? We know who He is. He's the business, the Son of God. Who was that man? A carpenter, I'm told. His cross was made of wood, and He shaped the world. Who was that man who brought to life a daughter? He walked with and cleansed the lepers, and He walked on water. Abba, my Father, take this cup from me. And the sweat fell down like blood in the Garden of Gethsemane. Who was that baby? Who was that boy? Who was that man who died in Jerusalem? We know who He is. He's the business, the Son of God. They laid that man upon a cross, lashed and broken, beaten and crushed. They nailed His feet, they nailed His hands, the Son of God on earth, the man. The sky grew dark, the wind it blew. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. A crown of thorns for a king's head, and the blood ran red, red, red. A ransom paid, His honor bound, His life will never be diminished. Upon a cross, with His dying breath, He said, it is finished. Who was that baby? Who was that boy? Who was that man who died in Jerusalem? Who was that baby? Who was that boy? Who was that man who died in Jerusalem? Who was that baby? Who was that boy? Who was that man who died in Jerusalem? We know who He is. He's the